Hi, Kelly. I wanted to take a second to actually walk you through this presentation because Disney can definitely feel overwhelming. And since it's been a long time since you've been there, there have been a ton of changes. And I just want to make sure that you feel very comfortable with this quote presentation and hopefully answer some questions that you may have initially. And if there's any others, then you can just reach out to me. So this is me. I'm Christine. I am actually the business manager as well as a travel agent for Travel with a Bow. And what we do at Travel with a Bow is we try to make your vacation as simple and as seamless and superb as possible. We do not want our clients to feel the stress of planning a vacation and getting all the details right, especially a vacation like Disney that has so many moving parts. So that's our goal as a company and what hopefully we can achieve for you. So keep in mind that anything you see here today is based off of current inventory, and inventory is constantly changing. And so it is possible that we might see a price difference should we not go through with a refundable deposit now. So now is always the best time to book, and then we can adjust from there. Okay, so wanted to show you two different options. I didn't want to throw out a whole bunch because there's 28 different hotels. I kind of wanted to stay within what you were looking for and what I thought would really fit your family right. So this is with the dates of November 22nd through November 28th. Everything is customizable. We can take away, we can add, we can do whatever you want. Just let me know what you like, what you don't like, and we'll go from there. So this is for 2 adults, 2 children, traveling in November. The first room is going to be at the All-Star Movies. Both of these rooms are going to be value level resorts, but we'll talk about the difference in them in just a minute. So at All-Star Movies, we have you in a preferred room, which is going to put you closer to the lobby. It's 5 days of tickets with a park hopper. Your memory maker is already included, and so the only optional optional purchase you would want to make or have the choice of making is the optional travel protection for an additional $190. This covers all 4 of you for your entire trip. You do not have to add this on right now. In fact, we usually don't add it on until right before the final payment, just because it gets messy with modifications, and we don't want you, that's the only thing that's not refundable, and we don't want you to accidentally lose that money. So that brings your cost for room and tickets and memory maker to $5,547.52. If we add quick service dining, which would basically take care of 90% of your dining, then that total becomes $6,760.29. We'll go over the dining options in just a minute, but that's the one that you had selected as the one you were interested in. So the second resort is going to be Pop Century. Here I have you in a standard pool view room, and the only reason I didn't put you in preferred is because by being in the standard room, you're actually closer to the Skyliner, which is preferable for trying to get to transportation for Hollywood Studios and Epcot. It's kind of a toss-up. Preferred rooms, you're going to be closer to the lobbies, which is good for buses. So if you're going to Animal Kingdom or Magic Kingdom, you're closer on that end, but then you're further away from the Skyliner. It's not that large of a resort, so it's not a huge deal, but it's just a standard room, and again, 5-day park hopper, memory maker included, and your total is going to be $5,761.48. Adding that quick service dining, it would bring you to $6,974.25. Based off of those two, my pick for you would be more of the Pop Century, just because of that ease of access with the Skyliner. The kids love it. I have 2 kids of my own, and they think the Skyliner is a ride in and of itself. So it's just a more fun transportation option. And so for that minimal price difference, it's just a little bit easier to access different parks. So this is kind of the breakdown of the All-Star Movies. You can see it's very over-the-top theming with different movies like Fantasia and Toy Story. And there's a resort tour. If you click that link from the original presentation I showed you, it'll kind of walk you through what the rooms look like. The rooms are going to be very comparable at either one of these resorts. So the breakdown of how it's laid out is pretty much the exact same. The second one is Pop Century. I've stayed at this resort too many times to count. It's great. It's super easy to access. You are going to still see themes from some of the movies, so if that's what you like, there is a little bit here as well. But again, that big change between All Stars versus Pop is that access to the Skyliner. So Park Hoppers, which you've already opted for, is a great choice because it does allow you to have that flexibility between parks. You can go to as many parks in a day that you want. You can just go back and forth between two. It's great for having kids because they sometimes love a certain ride that's not at that park anymore. So you can always go back and ride something else that they enjoyed a previous day. What I love the most about Park Hoppers is in case it rains, because Florida, it rains a lot. So if you had plans to go see fireworks on night 2 of your trip and it rains and they have to cancel the fireworks, this gives you the flexibility to say, it's totally fine, we're gonna go back to Magic Kingdom on night 3 and watch the fireworks. Whereas if you have a base ticket, once you use your Magic Kingdom day, you've used your Magic Kingdom day. So I do love it for that particular benefit. The Lightning Lanes are the new Fast Pass system that you might hear people talking about. You can actually book these a week in advance before your trip. They can be costly, especially around the holidays. So if this is something that you're interested in, I would start budgeting for this. It ranges anywhere from $15 to $16 per person per day to $30 per person per day, depending on which park, the time of year. So that's something to keep in mind if that's something that you want. I cannot add this to your package, but we will help you with this service when we get close to it. So this is like if you're trying to avoid lines, this would be the program that you would want to use. The Memory Maker, I already have the cost of this already added into your total, but this is where you're going to get those iconic photos from professional photographers that are all throughout the park, in front of the castle, the Tree of Life, the Tower of Terror. I love the Memory Maker. I will never personally not buy the Memory Maker because as a mom, I'm always the one taking the pictures, and if I don't have this, then I don't end up in the pictures. And so this is really important to me as like a mom, making sure that moms are in the photos too, or it's not just mom in the photos and dad taking the pictures, but the entire family is there really actually capturing those moments together. This is also where your ride photos will show up. So if you're riding Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and they take your photo, it'll show up here as well, and you get unlimited downloads of that to your account. Travel protection, we hope that nothing happens, but in the event it does, this would help with any sort of delays or travel costs that might come up because of certain issues. This is the only thing that is non-refundable. Again, we would add this at the very end if this is something that you're interested in. It's totally up to you though if you would like to get this. Okay, the dining plan. So there's 2 different dining plans. One is the quick service dining plan, and this includes 2 quick service meals per night, which means you do not have to have a reservation for any of those meals. You also get 1 snack or non-alcoholic beverage per night of your stay, and you're gonna get a resort refillable mug. Those mugs are $20 a piece, and each person is gonna get their own mug with this plan. So you're saving automatically $80 right there just in the mugs. You can use the mugs at all of the resorts. You can bring them into the parks. You just can't fill them up at the parks with the refillable station, but you could always pour water into them, use them however you want. The dining plan, their Disney dining plan, this is where you get 1 table service and 1 quick service per person per day or per night of your trip. And so if you're planning on doing character dining, this is actually the dining plan that I would recommend because it covers your character dining. Some dining options do take 2 credits, and I would help you work that out and strategize what we want to apply the credits to. But if you're planning on doing character dining, this is like the best option to go to because it's already going to cover it. The great thing about the quick service dining plan and the Disney dining plan is you're going to get a whole lot more food than you would have ever actually purchased, just based off of what's included in the meals for each of these. So this really does save you money. There's many times we aren't even able to eat all the food that we get from it because you get so much more from these plans than buying a la carte. Okay, so what would be the next step is placing a $200 deposit for your reservation. That deposit is 100% refundable up until 30 days before the trip. So we would be looking at October next year of kind of being your final payment. And so you have plenty of room for flexibility. In the event something happens or changes and we need to move your dates, your reservation is still intact and we can still modify your reservation just with that $200 booking. This gets you the current prices that we're at. And then what happens is, should a discount become available, we would then apply that discount to your trip automatically. So you don't have to wait and say, oh, I think I'm going to hold off until some of the discounts come out. No, because they're going to escalate the prices and then they're going to offer the discount. And then you're having a discount on a marked up price, where if you buy it now, when the discounts come out, you get it on the price that's currently there, because they do function off of dynamic pricing. So the more inventory, the lower the cost. So yes, if you have any questions with any of that, please feel free to contact me, text me, email me, whatever you need to do. I am here to help. Talk to you soon.